introduce yourself to the jury?
Colonel Wells R. Blodgett, or Wells H. Blodgett, I should say, General Counsel of Wabash National Railroad.
Thank you. And what do you do at the Wabash Railroad?
General Counsel.
What's that mean?
I'm an attorney.
Could you be any more specific about what you do?
I represent Wabash on a number of issues.
And where do you currently reside, Mr. Blodgett?
Unfortunately, Jeff City, Missouri.
I don't blame you. Sir, did you know Jesse James, the outlaw?
I did not.
Did you know of him?
I did.
How so?
I guess legend, reputation. He's kind of, I'd heard about him through, I guess, the newspapers and also the accounts. He'd robbed our railroad on several occasions.
Well, could you explain a little bit more about him robbing your railroads?
Well, I should say, first off, in the process of robbing our railroad many times, that he, I believe he murdered 2 Wabash employees in the course of this.
Sustained.
So, did you do anything as part of your employment with the railroads to try to rid our state of Jesse James?
I did.
What was that?
After talking to Governor Crittenden, I met with some other railroad men to raise the reward money for the capture and conviction of Jesse James.
And why was it that the railroads were raising that money?
Basically, after the loss, stop the loss of life and the loss of our property.
And how much was the reward for the capture of Mr. James?
I was able to raise $5,000.
Now, was that reward for the murder of Jesse James or for his capture?
It was for the capture and conviction of Jesse James.
Now, Mr. Blodgett, you said you met with the governor. How many times did you meet with him?
I believe once.
Now, during that meeting, at any point in time, did our governor say that he wanted Jesse James murdered?
No, sir.
Did he say that he wanted Bob Ford to kill Jesse James?
No, sir.
What did he say?
He said that, well, mainly it was me expressing the railroad's concerns to Governor Crittenden and him basically agreeing that the award would be suitable for capture and conviction of Mr. James.
So just so we're clear, at no point in time the governor expressed his desire for James to be killed?
No, sir.
Mr. Blodgett, has that reward ever been paid to Robert Ford?
No, sir.
I have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Colonel Blodgett, you met with the governor on the 20th of July, 18, is that correct?
That is correct.
And the day before, you received a telegram from the Rock Island Pacific Railroad, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll show you United States Exhibit 10, that telegram.
Thank you, Missy.
That looks like it.
This looks like it.
I received this submission of Exhibit 10.
I'm going to object to hearsay. We don't know the declarant of this telegram. It's authentic, or excuse me, therefore it's hearsay. Your Honor, all this says is that RIRR, railroad, are they claiming a railroad as a co-conspirator?
What's your exception to the hearsay rule? Certainly.
Your Honor, it is, as you will gather by this point, the theory of the state of Missouri that the governor and representatives of a variety of railroads, including that for which Colonel Blodgett is employed, and also the Rock Island and Pacific, engaged in conspiracy. In essence, that conspiracy involved the payment of money for a reward. The condition of the payment of that reward was to be the killing of Jesse James. And in fact, I think if you examine the contents of this particular exhibit, it shows, or certainly strongly implies, that it was the condition for the payment of this reward. direct your attention. Does the court have a copy of the exhibit?
I do have a copy.
I direct the court's attention in particular to the portion of the exhibit with which it
I'm
closes.
aware of the portion of the exhibit. I assume, are you referring to the body of the telegraph?
The last line, Your Honor.
Absolutely, yes. But, and the source of the it is sent to Colonel Blodgett, and it states on it that it was sent by the railroad.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Court's going to overrule the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Colonel Blodgett? I'm going to ask you to draw your attention to the last line of this telegram. No bunny, no body, no money. This telegram states that the reward money is available as agreed, released upon a satisfactory outcome, no body, no money, correct?
That's what it says here.
And you received this telegraph and met with the governor the next day, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Did you relay the information in this telegraph to the governor at that meeting?
No, I did not.
What did you talk to the governor about in that meeting?
We discussed basically that the railroad wanted a problem solved permanently through the capture and conviction of Mr. James.
Thank you. No further questions.
Redirect.
Briefly, Your Honor. Had somebody come to you and said, I've captured Mr. James, but that person didn't have Mr. James with them or in their custody, would you have given them a reward?
They had no body.
That's right.
I would give them no money.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Redirect. You may step down, sir, and you're released as a witness, so you may remain in the courtroom or you're free to leave.